vast majority of sales happen after the 5th attempt to be able to close the deal. And if you can't overcome 5 objections, you'll never hit the 6th attempt to be able to collect your commissions checks. Hi, my name is Johnny Graham. I'm the owner of Pacific United Power and the producer of Real Sales Dynamics. I've been in sales now for 13 years, so I've seen pretty much every objection in the book, and I think these tips are gonna help you a lot. For any new rep that's brand new to sales, forget learning tonality, forget learning a ton of different structures. You can handle and stay in the pocket for a long period of time if you know these 3 steps. And it works in every industry and in almost every scenario, both in a high ticket item in the business world to an interpersonal relationship. This skill can work in any one of those categories. If you're selling mortgages, if you're selling cars, if you're doing door-to-door, if you're selling insurance, if you're a real estate agent. And if you're struggling with overcoming objections in sales, stay tuned for the full video, because somewhere about halfway through, we're gonna have an Easter egg in there of our 10 most successful talk tracks. What most salespeople unfortunately do is they'll hear an objection and they'll immediately respond in a defensive manner. Their tone will go up in their voice. They'll be like, no, this is totally different. Even though your product might be different, just by the way that they respond, it sounds defensive. And it also sometimes sounds like you're not actually hearing the person's objection. When people are giving you objections, this is actually a really good thing. They're responding back to you. Even if it's negative, it's better than apathy and hearing nothing at all. So when you get an objection, you need to change up your frame of thinking. This is not an attack on me. This is an opportunity to answer a question and root out the problem, what's really going on, and then progress through the sale. This leads to a tremendous failure rate in sales. The vast majority of sales don't happen until the 5th or 6th attempt to close the deal, and most reps are only equipped to overcome an objection maybe 1 or 2 times. So where about 85% of the sales happen after the 6th attempt, you're gonna be losing out on over 80% of the sales in the marketplace. That's why so few sales reps make such extraordinary money, while a huge majority of them make very little money, because those few handful of reps that know how to overcome an objection 6 or 7 times, they're able to capture the 80% of sales that sit on the other side of those 5 or 6 no's. We're gonna teach you how to overcome and be able to progress into that 80% realm and collect bigger commission checks. It's that or either the elephant in the room that no one wants to address, including yourself. And that often is you're just not working efficiently enough or hard enough. A lot of reps are really well trained, but they still fail to get big sales because they simply don't work enough. Like, that's really the truth. I can give you all the fitness tips, all the sales tips in the world, but if you don't go out there and work efficiently and faster than your competitors, all the skills I'm gonna teach you are gonna be worthless. So a diet plan won't get you in shape, a gym membership won't get you in shape, a sales tip won't make you rich. The only thing that's gonna make you rich and successful is gonna be yourself and the tools that you can learn from those before you. So now that we've established our foundations, what are the 3 steps that are gonna be required for you to overcome every objection? It's really easy to remember. It's called the ARQ strategy. ARQ. Acknowledge, respond, and then ask a question. I'll take you through a few examples to show you how this works and why it'll work in any sales strategy, and also why some of the top politicians and PR companies around the world use this regularly whenever they're coaching their staff on how to be able to address the public. All right, let's see this formula in action. Let's take the most common objection of all time in all sales industries, the not interested objection. Well, let's say you hear not interested. We're gonna take it through this formula. Ready? Acknowledge. You're gonna say, I'm with you. Respond. That's exactly why I'm on the phone call with you right now, or I'm standing on your doorstep right now. Next step is a question about how long have you guys lived here, or how long have you been in business for? When you do this, you said, I hear your question, I'm with you, you're progressing through it, and then you're asking a question allowing you to regain control of the conversation. So what we're doing here is really simple. We're saying, I hear you, giving a response to that, because you don't want to leave it unaddressed, right? This isn't question evasion. That's not what you're trying to do. You're not trying to answer their question with another question. Another common objection is, I don't have the time. How do we apply the ARQ formula here? I'm with you. My time is super limited too. Really quick question. When was the last time that we did X, Y, and Z? Or when is a better time to follow up with you? Because this is super important. Create enough intrigue here. Did they tell you why we needed to be on this call right now? Do you understand why it's so urgent that we speak today? Has anybody told you what's important or what's changing in the industry of why we need to have this conversation? Again, it's acknowledge, respond, I'm with you. My time is super limited too. Really quick question, and back into your pitch, because a lot of the times these objections are really just smoke screens that are meant to delay or shoo you off the call. But if you follow these 3 steps, whether it's a smoke screen, just a delay for the deal, or a true objection, this ARQ formula will work across the board. Someone's on the car lot. Hey, I'm not interested in buying a vehicle right now. I'm just looking around. Yeah, I'm with you. It's a great day to come out here and check out these vehicles. It's gorgeous outside today. Did you get time off of work today to come out here and visit us? Another common and very devastating objection is, I want a divorce. Well, you can apply the ARQ method here too. First thing we want to do is acknowledge. I'm with you. Next thing we want to do is we want to respond. Is it because my sales numbers are down? And the third thing you want to do is you want to follow up with a question. If I bring my sales numbers back up, can we keep this marriage afloat? You see how this works really everywhere, both in big business and interpersonal relationships? ARC, it's bulletproof. Keep your marriage together and get your sales numbers up. Now, the psychology behind this is most of us are reactionary. So when someone asks us a question, our gut instinct is to immediately start responding. We'll usually clear our minds of whatever we're thinking about before and try to address the question at hand versus trying to come up with a new objection or trying to bulldoze the person off the doorstep, off the phone call, whatever it might be. So you need to have a Rolodex of questions ready to go. All it will take you is 6 questions to be able to get through 6 objections. If you pair up the ARC strategy with 6 questions, you can always address, say, I'm with you, respond, that's exactly why I'm here, and then have the follow-up question to continue on. A few things not to do is to acknowledge and then ask a question. I'm with you. How long have you guys lived here? That's not appropriate. You just evaded their question. Sometimes politicians do this and it really frustrates people. They'll ask a question, they'll say, understood, and then they'll try to change the subject with the question. You'll get a lot of people going, hey, don't change the subject or don't answer my question with another question. Because if you skip the respond part in the ARC equation and you just go, oh yeah, and then ask another question, they feel like you're not acknowledging what they fully said. You're not responding to it. Even if you don't give them an in-depth response, getting that question without that middle piece is going to be a big problem. So it's really important that your customer feels heard, that you've actually heard their objection. And sometimes a great way to do this too is to summarize it in your own terms at a more neutral level. So if somebody goes, I need to think about it, you can say, I hear you. Most of the time when people say that, it means that there's a question that I haven't answered. It doesn't mean that they really need to think about it. It just means there's usually a question that they haven't answered yet that I can usually help get to the bottom of. What's the biggest question you guys have right now? But if you immediately respond, it makes you sound defensive. If you repeat back the objections right on the nose, oh, you're not interested? It makes it sound like you are scared and that you're waiting for more objections to come at you, and it actually just invites more suspicion. That wraps up the ARC method for us. Hope you brought some value out of this. Please like, share, and subscribe. And most importantly, sign up for our newsletter where we give out awesome sales tips that we don't have here publicly on our channel. And if you got some value out of this video and you want to explore the wonderful world of sales or get even better at sales than what your current trainers are giving you, I can assure you the ARC method isn't our only trick up our sleeve. So please apply below if you want to come work here at Pacific United Power. We're hiring in multiple states, both California, Texas, and Florida. Every month we can apply to come and work and be a part of our blitzes where we bring out teams from all over the country to come and sell in a boot camp-like style sales environment where we can get you 3 months of experience and 10 days of sales training. But if you're watching this training video right now while you should be making sales calls, don't apply. None of our skills work unless you work. So thanks again for watching all the way to the end of the video. Stay tuned because every week we'll be dropping more high-octane in-field sales tips.